Encountering Kaja. My Djinn Guide. The first time I encountered Kaja, who I later came to understand was a Djinn, was around the year 2000. A ship had appeared, hovering outside my bedroom window, and shortly after, the Greys came. One of them, Palian, stayed with me for a time, but it was Kaja who truly became my guide. Not long after that first encounter, I was lying in bed one night when two figures appeared. They were a couple, walking hand in hand, with short blonde hair and dressed in sheer yellowish robes that reached down to the floor. They seemed angelic, but I later learned they were from the Andromeda Galaxy. As they passed through the hallway, Kaja was with them, watching over me. For some time, Kaja was more of a presence than anything physical, a voice that would guide me through the strange and surreal events I was experiencing. One such moment of guidance came during an evening drive in my black Volvo 940. I saw a dark figure standing by the roadside wearing something on its head like a cap. As I drove by, there was a sudden, powerful impact on my rear fender, as if something had kicked the car. Palian, who was spiritually present, telepathically told me not to stop. At the time, I thought it was Palian who was protecting me, but I later realized that Kaja had been watching over me all along, her presence unseen, but always felt. But the most important encounter came one night, when Kaja revealed herself to me physically for the first time. Up until then, she had been a voice, a subtle presence guiding and protecting me. That evening I was alone in the house when I heard her telepathic voice urging me to go to the kitchen. Nervously, I followed the direction and went to the window. There, for the first time, I saw her, not just as a presence, but as a physical being. She appeared as a translucent figure, shimmering like heat waves over hot asphalt, moving gracefully across the yard. I realized in that moment that this being was Kaja, revealing her true form to me for the first time. She walked toward my car, inspecting it, her form ethereal and otherworldly. This was Kaja, my guide, now fully manifesting in a way I could finally see. It was a pivotal moment that deepened my connection to her, as she showed me that her guidance was more than spiritual. She was physically present in my life. From then on, I began to understand the true nature of Kaja. She wasn't just a spiritual guide. She was a Djinn, a being whose existence stretches back to the ancient days of Earth, long before modern humans. Through my contact with Kaja and other guides, I learned that the Djinns were the original inhabitants and rightful owners of the planet. Long before humanity was created, Djinns ruled the Earth. According to what I've learned, about 250,000 years ago, other beings came to Earth and created modern humans, Homo sapiens. These beings instigated the worship of gods, angels, and other divine figures, reshaping the natural order. However, one angel rebelled against this new system of worship. This angel, who supported the Djinns as Earth's rightful rulers, was cast down by the so-called God and became known as Lucifer. It was then that the Djinns were labeled as demons, their true story distorted by the religious texts that followed. The Djinns, including Kaja, were eventually banished from Earth by these beings, and many fled to other worlds. But now, after eons of separation, the time has come for the Djinns to return. Kaja has been with me for years, helping me understand this hidden history and her role in it. I've learned that not all Djinns are evil or vengeful, as often portrayed in religious texts. Kaja has always been a protective and loving guide. As I came to know Kaja better, I realized she wasn't just a guide. She had entered my body, becoming a part of me. Through our spiritual connection, I discovered that her essence now lived within me, guiding my thoughts and actions. It was a slow revelation, but it made sense as I reflected on the many times Kaja had intervened in my life, protecting me from harm and offering me wisdom. Through Kaja, I have come to see the Djinns not as demons, but as ancient beings misunderstood by history. They were once Earth's rulers, and their return may signal a shift in the balance of power between the physical and spiritual worlds. Many religions depict Djinns as evil, but my experiences with Kaja have shown me a different reality, a reality of deep wisdom, protection, and love.